so close to feeling alive. Alive.
Hey guys, James here, and today I want to tell you about one of my favorite classes in Battlefield 4. Now maybe this is a misuse of words, it's not really a specific class, it's not based on a primary, and it's just an assault class. It's nothing overall that I'm really into on every different class or anything. So I think a better way to describe it would be my favorite assault loadout. I've been using an assault rifle or a carbine, and I guess a designated marksman rifle would work well with this too. I just haven't given that a try yet. And then just whatever pistol you want. I prefer something with, more rounds, so I've been using the M9 primarily here. And then the important part would be the M26 Mass and the medic bag. So I'll go ahead and get your first big question out of the way. Why no defibrillator? It's still a great gadget in this game, but I think most people are misusing it. If you don't know, DICE actually changed the way that the defibrillator works in this game from Battlefield 3. Now you have to charge up the pedals for a full revive, and you usually don't have time to do that. It takes a couple seconds to actually charge it and to get the full 100% revive. Yeah. No longer do they just have to stand up from the revive to get that full 100% health. And I don't think it's worth it to just keep going around doing 20% revives, because that's only going to lead to more death. They're not going to get up from that and survive very easily, especially when you're in a firefight, which is when all those seem to happen. The next question you might have is, why no M320? That's usually the next in line after the defibrillator, and a lot of people have been putting the defibs down for this game and going with the M320, and it is great for levolutionizing the battlefield and doing other things like that, and it has a lot more range, of course, than the Mass, which you can only shoot people at close range because it's a shotgun. But the biggest reason I don't use it here is because it slows me down. And that's also probably why I haven't tried this out with the designated marksman rifle yet, because that of course does the same thing. But the point of this class is to be fast moving and capable in all situations. Now, I've pretty much only been using this on Domination, but Domination is a fast game mode, and you need to have the ability to constantly move. And the M320 reload just takes a while, and therefore you won't be moving during that time, at least not very much. And if you are moving, obviously you won't have anything up if you're trying to reload that on the move. As with all classes, you might wonder how I started using this, what gave me the idea to sort of go with this setup. Basically, my goal coming into Battlefield 4 was to move more. The great players I watch on YouTube, they always seem to be moving. I've always loved shotguns too, but the inconsistency with the early ones like the QBS and the 870, it just wasn't cutting it for me. And when I was using the traditional assault rifles and carbines that you'll see on the assault class, it just felt like I was having to take too many breaks in the action for reloading those. And the same thing goes for the M320, as I mentioned, and reviving, of course. That just takes so much of your time, especially if you want to do a full revive, which is what I feel is the only effective way to do it. All those things just slow you down so much on the battlefield. So, after struggling with the early shotguns that you unlock, I tried to give the Mass a chance. Now, it's never been the best shotgun in the game, and that makes sense because obviously it's not a primary weapon even, but so far in this game it seemed just as good as the other pump actions to me. And obviously getting a pump action shotgun in your gadget slot and still having your primary weapon was just too good to pass up, because I feel like most of the good routes that you can run on domination maps include medium and short range engagements. And of course your assault rifle or carbine is going to be great for the medium range situations, and the shotgun will do very well in those close quarter situations. So I think this is just a great combination for those situations. Now, as with any class, there are plenty of cons to this as well. As I've already mentioned, you're giving up the M320 and the defibrillator. These are great gadgets. I just want to reiterate that they're very valuable. They just don't fit this style that I'm wanting to play. And while I have liked the Mass, it's still just as inconsistent as the other shotguns. Obviously, it's great to get a shotgun like that in a gadget slot instead of as the primary, but there's still tons of issues with hitting but not killing people, especially on hipfire. It seems like the hitboxes are a little bit weird. Maybe it's just the spread on the Mass is a little bit too high, but especially in close quarter situations, I'll end up getting a lot of 30 or 40 point assists, which hitting someone with buckshot up close, you'd think it would do a lot more damage than that, but sometimes it just doesn't. And finally, moving more opens you up a lot more to bad spawns. There are plenty of times that I've ended up flanking, getting a few kills, being really sort of stealthy, even though I'm not usually using a silencer. Then I'll run into a hallway, think that I'll be safe, and before I know it, there's 8 enemies in there, and I just stand no chance in that. No one does. Now, of course, I wouldn't be using this class if I didn't feel like there were some very good pros. The biggest thing to me is that I feel like I'm armed in almost any situation. The only thing I can't really do is take out a sniper at long range, but I mean, no one can really do that unless you're sniping as well. And like I've said, the whole point of this class is to move. So If you do come up against a sniper, this class should be very good at getting you to his flank and taking him out at mid-range. Another big pro that probably people won't really think about is that the Mass, and really just shotguns in general, make people really mad in the chat, even though they're not that great. And anytime that someone on the other team is spending to call you names in the chat, that's time that they're not killing your teammates or taking objectives. Not to mention, most people play much worse when they're agitated over things like that in the game. And although it's not the biggest pro for everyone, I think a big reason why I am enjoying this class is because it's something different. People have been playing with the assault rifle, defibrillator, medpack, M320, all that stuff all the way through Battlefield 3, because of course you couldn't take off the defibrillator, and trading out the medpack for a different gadget wasn't quite as effective as it is in this game. So really, this is a new setup. It's something to sort of give you a challenge, something that makes you think about the situations you're getting yourself into, and I think there's a good chance that using a setup like this, something a little bit less orthodox, could make you a better player. Hopefully you guys do give this class a try. It's been working pretty well for me, and I hope you like it too. But thanks for watching this video, guys. Let me know what you think about this class in the comments. And if you have any other suggestions for similar or very different classes that you like, things that are a little bit off the beaten path, you know, not, hey, you should use the M416 with the medpack and a defibrillator. Yeah, you know, you kind of know about that one already. But any sort of weird classes, things that have worked well for you that you don't see a lot of other people using, I'd love to know about that in the comments. I might give them a try too, and maybe that ends up in a video. But anyway, guys, like I said, thanks for watching, and have a nice day.
Whoa.